This video demonstrates how to enter a multiple survey in the Best Idea platform. When publishing a multiple survey, you can choose to publish it individually or as part of a team. Everything that is published as a team by any one of the team members will automatically generate a request to the other members to confirm the publication. To publish as part of a team, just check the Publish as Team checkbox, which you can see is located just below the Use Model link and the Instructions buttons. And then, the drop-down below it allows you to choose the team that will publish this survey. Conversely, if you want to publish the survey individually, just take off the checkmark. Next, start entering directly the various fields, among which those with an asterisk are required for your survey to be published. Start by selecting from the Who will be your audience, and there are two possibilities. Enter an email list, which you will be able to do at the end of the compilation of this form. In this case, you will get a very simple report of the percentages of the answers, without any possibility of filtering the results. Be careful that in accordance with the privacy policy you need to have obtained authorization to contact people by email if they are not registered on the platform. Enter, through the drop-down menu, one of the groups to which you belong or create one directly by clicking on the Create One button. Next, you have to enter the multiple survey title, which is the only mandatory text. In this example, write Multiple Survey Tutorial. And that is what will be seen by your audience. While not mandatory, the description field below it is very important for people to understand what your multiple survey is about and its parameters. Select the macro category, the category and subcategory from the drop-downs. If needed, you can find the list of existing categories and suggest a new category. The questions relative to a chapter are organized as a set and a respondent and modify prior answers if needed, and then submit the responses to the chapter questions as a set before moving on to the next chapter. You can then fill in the field for the description of the chapter, but it is not mandatory. Next, add the first question of the chapter, providing a title, and, optionally, a description. At this point you have to decide the type of answers, whether textual or numerical. If you choose numeric answers, the 8 default possible answer choices from 3 to 10 are presented automatically. Invited participants will see these options in table form. This format is convenient for getting an evaluation score by the reviewers, for instance to measure satisfaction for a course they took or other product, service they used. If instead, you select Text Answers, the fields for the text of the various answer choices will be displayed along with Add and Remove buttons. You can also choose to upload one or more files, by selection or drag and drop. You can also include a link to a video on YouTube or another source, for instance to a video you have uploaded to describe the survey more fully. You can then add a new questions for this chapter or add a new chapter, with its own questions. One important point is that you can change the order of the questions simply by dragging them to another location. It is easier to do so if you collapse them first by clicking on this triangle, and then dragging them to where you want. And you can also delete a question if you change your mind. At this point, you can enter the start and end dates of the voting window. But as always, you can stop the voting process early if you want to. This you can do by clicking the Stop Voting button that you will find inside the rectangle of My Multiple Survey by going to My Profile, Publications, Survey. You also have the option to click on the Promote Your Publication checkbox to make it more visible, which makes sense if your audience group includes people who are also part of other groups and hence may receive a number of surveys. The next checkbox can be checked, but should be disabled for sensitive topics, political, religious, personal views, so that the voters' evaluation algorithms will not be in effect for this vote. To save this multiple survey as a model for later use, just click the Save as Model checkbox. You can also suggest it as a model to the site manager, who may decide to make it available to other users as well. You can now publish your multiple survey or save it as a draft to be published later. If you save it as a draft, then you find it later by clicking on the My Profile icon. Then on Drafts, Surveys. You can then edit draft of your survey. If you click on Publish Now, your survey will then immediately appear on your target audience homepage. Now, we show what Tim, a member of your audience group, sees when he logs in. Tim sees the multiple survey rectangle, and upon selecting it, the chapters with the various questions appear and he can progressively answer them all. We are now back on your screen. You can retrieve the multiple survey you have published by clicking on My Profile, Publications, Surveys. As you can see, now there are many buttons present in the survey rectangle. Edit Publication. To edit your survey. Hide Publication. To hide it, maybe just temporarily. Stop Voting. To stop the voting at an earlier time than the one you had originally set up, if you so desire. After the voting period has ended or after you have clicked the Stop Voting button, you have the following additional capabilities. Download certificate. To obtain the certificate, which contains the code to verify its authenticity, of the result of your survey, i.e. the number of voters. See Statistics. To take you to the link where you see the complete statistics of your multiple survey.